Today we are reviewing the Vice VGI01 irons. Okay, so this is the first time I've reviewed any Vice irons, and really Vice have made their way into the game through their ball, particularly going at kind of more of a budget end product. They've now entered the market in terms of golf irons. Okay, so today reviewing this VGI01 iron, and this is very much their better players iron. It's trying to blend the looks of a blade, but it is hollow bodied as well. Okay, it is forged. So they've sent me a 5.7 and a 9 iron here, and what I did actually before they arrived was you can actually personalise them, which is quite cool, a little bit different. You do see other brands doing it, but you can customise it. So I've gone for this black finish with the white number, the white Vice logo, and then we've got the sort of line that sort of separates the blade and the sort of hollow at the back there. And I must say, it does look good. You know, it reminds me when I worked at Gleneagles, we used to stock Vega golf clubs, and it's kind of got a look of the Vega, quite a classy look to them. And again, remember, for a 5-piece set, you're looking at about £700. Okay, so it's quite a bit cheaper than perhaps your big brands that might be £1,000 plus. They are definitely trying to compete with other manufacturers by going in that little bit cheaper, trying to get the same quality, and today is about that. It's about, can we test these clubs and are they up to what they're sort of saying that they can offer. Okay, so gonna hit a few of the 9 iron to begin with, then the 7, which is what I normally test clubs with, and then obviously we're gonna hit a 5 iron as well. Okay, so let's take a look at it. I do think the initial look, I think the black looks quite cool. Now, I'd be interested over time to see if the colour lasts. Okay, I've seen clubs in the past, particularly wedges, where they can discolour. That's something to be mindful of, but it looks good. Slight bit of offset there, and again, I quite like it in terms of, it's actually quite a long footprint, so it would suggest that it should be fairly easy to hit, but it's still got a profile of a blade, so I'm very much trying to blend the two. Yeah, that felt good. Yeah, 9 iron, yeah, about 130. Well, I'd probably expect closer to 140, but that felt solid. And the other thing I actually had customised was the red grip as well. So it is quite cool that you can sort of customise it. Yeah, that one felt better, probably slightly better strike there. That felt quite nice. So as I said, it is a forged head, so it should give you that element of feel, but it's got the hollow body as well. So very much trying to blend feel and forgiveness. Yeah, that one felt nice. That felt quite solid. Yeah, that was probably a more realistic number in terms of, you know, about 140 there for the 9 iron there. Now let's get stuck into this 7 iron. So I think we're more familiar with testing 7 irons. I am going to do a head-to-head with this iron as well in some upcoming videos, so perhaps trying to compare it to some of the big boys, if you like. 31 degrees, we're seeing that in this hollow bodied category, that they are stronger, so you'd expect this, you know, my normal 7 iron 165-ish, maybe 170 yards. I would expect this to go further with it being slightly stronger. And again, looking down at that, it looks nice, yeah, I must admit. Yeah, I felt really solid. Yeah, so 184. Spins, yeah, okay, 5,300, I think. Generally with the stronger loft, it's not going to quite spin at 6,000, which is where you want it, but 5,300 is fine. I have seen some of the hollow bodies jumping at like 4.5, which is too low. Felt nice again, I must admit. Pleasantly surprised. Yeah, I mean, that's gone a long way, 187 yards, so good for distance. Good ball speed, 123 is really good. And the spin number's better there, 5,400. Yeah, pretty solid again. And Vice is saying because of this two-piece hollow body construction, it's creating one of the hottest faces in golf. That is a big statement, but it does seem to be coming off fairly nice. Again, pretty solid. Just flared it out right a touch. And also you can see on the sort of sole here that they've sort of shaved off the front part of the sole just to help with turf interaction. We are seeing other brands do this and it's quite nice. It helps with the, you know, obviously hitting down into the ground. A little bit off the bottom. Yeah, see that ball speed does drop a touch there with the bottom strike and obviously the spin coming up. But that felt solid, really did. Finally, we're going to jump into the 5-iron, see how that performs. So finally into this 5-iron, typically the longer iron's a bit harder to hit, but again with this hollow body design, I would imagine it should be a bit easier. Looks great. Again, you know, I do really like the look of it. Pretty solid. Yeah, good. Some of the good numbers there. 209. Good distance. Again, slightly stronger than a standard 5-iron. That one felt amazing. 208. Yeah, that was good. 2 solid hits there. But yeah, my initial thoughts, I think they've done a solid job. Is it going to compete with your TaylorMade, your Callaways, your Pings? Well, we'll soon find out. I mean, certainly initial thoughts, I think they've done a decent job in terms of the looks, the feel. The tech seems to be performing pretty well. But certainly, you know, you look at those 3 5-irons, 209, 208, 210, so it's showing some good consistency. And we know golf can be an expensive sport, so actually getting into a market that maybe sits probably, you know, 30% lower than perhaps other brands is potentially a good market for them to sort of exploit, really. Solid again. 210 again, so yeah, amazingly consistent with this 5-iron. Let's just try one more. Solid again. Wow, yeah, it's jumped up to 220, that one. Yeah, so there's 5 shots with 9-iron, 7-iron and 5-iron, and I must admit I was pretty impressed. I think they've done a nice job. This hollow bodied category is getting more and more popular. We're seeing it with, you know, TaylorMade P790 definitely leading the way, and we've seen other brands sort of follow suit. But now we've got this Vice option. They look pretty good, they feel pretty good. Let's take a look initially at the dispersion. Quick break. If you're enjoying this video and want to take your game to the next level, I've put together a short practical ebook to help you find the right golf clubs for you based on your swing, budget and skill level. Whether you're a beginner or upgrading after years on the course, you can grab it right now using the link in the description below. It'll save you time, money and frustration. As a bonus, I'm offering a free online lesson when you buy the ebook. Back to the video. Okay, so as you would expect, 9-iron pretty good. 7-iron seemed to flare 3 of them out to the right there, only 2 on target. 5-iron felt great, you know, certainly the front to back was really solid. Again, just pushing it out right, but again, clearly that's probably more me. But I think the overall dispersion on the whole was quite good. So some of the key numbers, you know, we don't need to go through all of them, but you know, let's look at that 7-iron initially. Average spin at just under 6,000. Granted, I think the last one was a bit off the bottom, which brought it up. I think more realistically about 5.5. And you know, distance there 178. You can see the 9-iron at 133. That's slightly alarming. The big gap there. What's that? 45-yard gap between 2 clubs. So that would definitely need more testing. Hit the 5-iron lovely there, averaging at about 210. If we look at that end column, the side. 13 feet with the 9-iron, we'd expect that to be fairly close. 31 feet with the 7-iron and 32 feet was really good with the 5-iron. So I think overall, guys, if you are looking at a hollow body club, if you are perhaps on a budget, I would definitely check out the Vice VGI01 iron. If this is your first time watching the channel, guys, please don't hesitate to subscribe. I'll look forward to seeing you again very soon.